Testing, 1, 2. So we're back, like every morning. Let's take a look where we're at. Good morning, Emily. Trade is playing out nicely. What I presented from yesterday on ES. Nasdaq, on other hand, was something different. It looks like it will hit full TP in a minute. Hope some of you catch this move. Nasdaq, on other hand, said, I want to take out the highs one more time before actually moving down with that structure. Yeah, once we were past 3 o'clock or 3:30 o'clock in the afternoon, I actually did not let this go through because we were in an extra session. So if you ever trade NQ in comparison to ES in the sessions, so if you set up a session and you say in London session, I want to take this just on NQ, because NQ likes to take out sessions highs and session lows. You have to be patient before entering another trade after a session, because this was actually open of New York. This was London's low, so we actually had New York take out London, and this was a very nice impulsive move. So if you were online, actually should have taken this trade all the way up instead of the trade that we took down. But this looks like it will hit my TP right now from yesterday. The banks were closed, so I seen that actually the market ended at 6:45 yesterday, so or at 7 probably. So we had a few hours, no trading market, and then a continuation. So even if you took this with a limit order, you got actually a little bit of profit, and then it stopped actually the trade because you cannot trade overnight on a prop firm. Let's remove some drawings for a second. Oh, here again, so we did not make a change in character right here. Look, we got wicked in, wicked out. Then we actually came a body close one, but we didn't take out this wick anymore. So we're still in a downtrend. We did not make a change in character right here. That was just not enough impulsive movement to the upside to actually say that the market shifted direction right here. Now let's set out what we always need to set out before we start the day. Did we have a move down? That's strange. I don't have a day candle of Monday. My trading view is missing something right here. I'm missing my Monday day candle. Yeah, so we don't have a Monday day candle, so no trading for Mondays. So normally we set up a previous day high and previous day low, but Monday looks like it skipped itself. Okay, so let's take some drawings off. Let's restart everything. It's much easier. So then I'll just set up sessions high and sessions lows so that we actually know what liquidity is. So this was New York low. I just got swept. So this is a liquidity pool. Probably this is New York high. No, that's Asia high. So these are actually the two main liquidities. So London is just open, and if we sweep like we did now, I swept liquidity right here of previous day New York low. If we see a change in character to the upsides, we probably can come back all the way to these higher value gaps or even take out Asia low or Asia high right now. So I'm gonna let this do a little bit of its thing and then see if we can jump in somewhere. Because of now, we did not have actually a full break of structure again. This was a sweep. So the break of structure was happened right here on this level. So here we had that continuation to the downside. We came down. We have a small retest, so not actually the full. So there is a huge possibility that we come back up to the high, but we can long this instead of being patient to short all the way down. So if we have a small change in character to the upside, I will long the way up back. We will long it to that 62 level and then see what we get. Yeah, ES was actually very clear yesterday. In the morning session, it took out some liquidity, and afterwards it was clear and opposite for New York then. So here should have been wicked out, and then here we had actually clear move down. Sometimes it gets wicked, sometimes it doesn't. If you ever have this, it's not you, it's just the market that's doing stuff that it's not supposed to be doing. But there you have to be okay with. This is something you cannot predict. So if we have some body close above this in the next 4 minutes, so I do want to wait until 9:15 before I do anything. But if we have a body close and we have some form of a retest and continuation to the upside, I'll probably take a long. I will take a long and take it to that 62 level. We got fair value of price at that 50 level, and there is actually a 1 minute fair value gap right here on this level. A small void, so we could hit this and come back down. So once we hit that 50 level, I'll put my entry to stop. I'll put my stop to my entry and then continue. John, that's a morning session. But for now, I'll just be patient. Want to see first how we act off of this. Morning, everyone. Yeah, that was indeed, Emily. It was a very special time zone where we could have traded in. If it was a normal session, that would probably happened yesterday evening already. This trade to the downside on ES. If the banks weren't closed, that would have been actually probably the full day. This is the same actually now for ES. So once we have moved above this high again on a 5 minute base, then we move above this. We have an inverted fair value gap, so probably we'll hit this level again, and then we will move up. Yeah, this is close enough for me that the market maybe didn't need that liquidity of this 4 hour low. Right here. So I wanted to see it take out that low because we still had like a small fair value gap down here that never got tapped. But again, the market does not always need all the liquidity. And the banks are back open today, so we'll probably hit that. So opening gap somewhere. Good morning, Arjun. So we got our first 15 minutes are in. We're trading inside fair value gap right now. So if we hit this high, that would mean that we actually have a changing character on a 5 minute base. I want to see if we hit that high, if we have some form of a retest, if we can take the trade up. Otherwise, the smartest idea is actually being patient until we hit that level and short off. Because for now, it still looks like the market wants to go lower and not yet go up. So again, if you haven't set up a limit order in a trade, we change sessions. If you trade NQ, I will recommend to take it off and be patient until you sweep a session high or a low, and then take a look where we can head to. Try not to trade open. So same for this one. So we traded, I want to take a short from this high to the downside, and actually the afternoon session when it opened, we swept London low. We had a huge infingled candle right here. We had a 15-minute actually changing character right here because it was huge enough. Now we had a 15-minute fair value gap created out of it. You could have just entered this along it to that high. This was the high. This high was enough. This was your target, your TP1. So this was the move down. Here we had some impulsive move. We came down. We swept liquidity. We came back up. We came into a 15-minute fair value gap, and we just long it back to the first high. So this is why we don't do anything the first few minutes. We want to see what happens. Looks like ES wasn't ready yet. Yeah, if it wants to take this out, and Q is probably going to drop all the way to that opening gap that I want to see yesterday. We have 2 4-hour fair value gaps just laying below us. We'll probably go for those once we stay moving lower. If I find anything, I will take a trade, but we will have to be a bit more patient because I don't have any 15-minute value gaps yet to trade off. The only value gaps that we do have is up here at the 7-8 level, but prefer then to take a long up to that level too. But for now, we will have to be patient until we see some form of an impulsive move. And do we have news today? I have not taken a look yet. Forest Factory. We had news at 8, a red folder, something with climate. Clement count change. We got at 10:45 somebody speaking. Bow government Bailey speaks. Also red folder. So we do have red folder today. So this looks like it's still holding a little bit. So he has made full break of structure right here again. So now this you can call break of structure to the downside. And this is impulsive enough or low enough to say that the move is going. So then, if you didn't take this, my idea, if the market should come back, that we can take this move until where it goes, and then anywhere in this region, you should short off again. Or you can, of course, if you have a changing character to the upside, like in a 15-minute based, you can long to that level and then short off. Yeah, looks like we will take out our low right now. If we do, there's actually a free fall all the way another 30 points. If we take out this low and we do not have a reaction off of it, we can ES will drop another 30 points immediately. There's a huge imbalance right here. So we have a value gap, and that's also called an imbalance. And this is actually huge enough that they never get tapped. So this one just, no, it didn't tap it, or barely, but not enough actually. So this is still filled with orders. So if it drops under this low, you will see ES drop another 30 points. If ES drops at 30 points, that means we drop on NQ another 60 points. And that would be accurate because we have indeed still 2 left over for value gaps. And if we say 60 points, that would be at the bottom of this one, perfectly fine. But for now, the market still looks like it wants lower. So we are following the movement always of the market itself. So the market is showing strength to the downside. So once we create, let's say, somewhere in here a fair value gap that we could tap off of it, we will enter it, and we will continue to short down. I'll go get myself first of all, a drink. I'll be right back. If anybody has a question, just leave a comment. I'll answer it in a minute. Okay, this looks nice. So if we start moving up here, I would dare to take along, like I said. If we move up and we make changing character after sweeping twice, New York low. NQ loves to do this. Take a low, sweep it again. It's because people love to long straight out of open, and then it just takes the liquidity one more time. Hope everybody's doing okay today. Did you take that one yesterday, Veerle, to trade? I know it was middle of the night, but still. I'm not in anything yet. If you see the reaction and the market moves continuously upwards, I'm gonna jump in this. Good. Be patient. Like I said, I am not in anything yet. Be patient. I want to see the shift itself because this is now on 3-minute base just chopped. and this market can just as easily come back down. So be patient until that move shows itself. Otherwise, you should be shorting because the market is still going down. I don't want anybody just jumping into anything. I want you to have patience until that move comes, and then we will enter it. But this could be a decent trade. If we can take this back to that 7-8 level, this could be an easy 8R. But again, be patient until we see that shift before we do anything. Because if you jump into this right now, this can be something that you could give to the market without necessary. Because at this point, the market is still showing strength to the downside. It's not because we have one candle that showed a little bit of strength on 3-minute base that we jump into anything. Be patient. Again. If we now move above the highs, I'll enter it. I will probably enter it from here somewhere then. So on the lower time frame, we had a changing character. We came back down, we swept it again. We had an impulsive move to the upside. This was not strong enough. We came back down, we came to the Valley Gap again, so we tapped it. It held, and now it shows again strength to the upside, so that it shows us that the market is actually not ready yet to move down. So I want to see what happens. So the next 30 seconds. So didn't do anything yet. Just be patient. It will show its hand. Until it does, we do not do anything. Because this would be trading against the market right now. The market still shows strength to the downside, so we don't do anything until we have a clear setup. Because on a 15-minute base, this looks like it just wants to keep dropping. So this is why we don't do anything. Look, that would have been a trade that you gave to the market unnecessary, so that's why we have patience. It's not every sweep of liquidity that the market says, I want to change right here. That's why we actually have always, I believe the market will come to these gaps right now. We have a smooth, if we're lucky, we actually come to this gap. We have a very small void here. The last part. 25,000 would be main target. Very round number. The stuff that's doing great right now is just the metals. Bitcoin is back to its normal place. Ethereum too. The only thing I think is doing great is silver right now. Uh, Gold is doing still great too. 4,500 above. It keeps going. Platinum is doing great too. If you ever have anything of that, I don't trade them, but I would say if you would trade them, just go long. That's all that you need to do right now. It's not been the most favorable market. Morning, Neil. I believe that was full TP on ES. Yeah, that was just full TP. So if anybody called that move, you're done for the week. You just made a 6R plus. It's a simple place to break of structure and be patient for that retest. Just one trade gives you a 6R. That's a huge and beautiful trade that you can take. So same if you trade any other models, I would recommend if you trade my style that you only use 2 time frames. That's the 4-hour and the 15-minute. That's all what you need. All the rest, don't use it. The 4-hour is your main structure, and the 15 minutes is your entry. So what did we see? We had a structure shift, and we came into a fair value gap. For 4-hour, we got reaction off of it, and we continued lower. And then if you have that 15-minute shift inside, you can use it as your entry. Like I said, if the ES dropped below here, we would drop at least 30 points, so we will come at least to 50. This is definitely in the charts. And we even have a lower one, so we could even drop to that 40. So I'll be patient. If I see a fair value gap that we can jump in, I would love to short this at this point, all the way to 25,000. I would definitely take a look at 25,100 or just a little bit above it to take a partial. Second one is definitely down here that we're aiming for right now. So this was New York's low, but that is definitely a new sweep of liquidity, and that's a break of structure also, by the way. So then you can take the full move as a break of structure. So once you see the market move a little bit back up, we will aim at least for that 62 level. There's no other way. This is a break of structure in a bigger time frame. That means that the market, if it comes back to fair value of price, what it hit already once, but that was before we actually made the structure shift to the downside or that continuation. If it comes back, it will come to that 62 level, maybe that 78 level, and then we will flush further down. This looks like it wants to come to that. But I had no entry model at this point, so anybody that trades orb, that would have been a great go. I would say go to that 24, 5,100 level and then take a partial. We should do orb. Oh, the changing characters up here, because if the market came back up, I wanted to see it actually hit that level before I could take an entry. That's why it was on the chart. Somebody just joined. I just put these on the chart for everybody to actually see it, so that like I see it. So for me, this was now a BOS too. Actually, this was already the BOS, but lower time frame. Very good. Thank you for asking. How have you been, Neo? Busy. Have I been too? Yeah, anybody in this trade, I would just hold. It looks like it definitely wants to come to this level, so I'll have to be patient until we get to that level, and I want to see a shift back up because I don't have anything that I can just jump in right here. Nonetheless, this is the major liquidity right now that it's looking for, I believe. A very clear round number, so. And that 25,000 level is very close by, so I believe that is the main target. I was sick with the new flu. Well, what is the new flu? I have no idea what that is. I hope you're feeling better right now. That's the main thing that I wish you a healthy body so that you can do. The good thing about this, if you're not feeling well, is that you do appreciate the more once you do feel healthy again. Always have to laugh at these things. Oh, I do love how they influence people too. They're actually master influencers. News articles. Oh. Funny. Yeah, sorry guys. I did have to laugh about this one. I was watching what that super flu actually, or that new flu was actually. Oh, look, I don't. I actually never believe anything what those guys say anymore until I have doctor evidence that it actually exists. If it's a doctor that speaks, I can say, okay, it could happen, but as long as it's not a doctor that says anything, because this was just like a normal flu. You cough, you have a fever, you have a sore throat, running or stuffy nose, that's just the same. And a body itches or has fatigue, that's also the same if you have a normal flu. That's all the same things. That you're not feeling very healthy when that happens, I can fully understand. But I do appreciate that you're healthy again. So that's the main course. You got recovered off of it. And that happens Every year that we have the flu, so don't worry. 99% of the people recover of this, so 99.8% of the people actually heal from it. So I didn't even know this existed yet. Ooh. I have a big inflammation. My knees and I can only recommend to think positive and keep thinking on the good stuff about everything. If we should come up at the next hour and we hit this upper for valley gap right here, I would love to short down from it. That's an hourly. We have 15 minutes. We have a gap right here. So that would be, if the market moves up, that would mean that we hit that level and then we will short back down from it. Because we made a clean break of structure, we swept liquidity. That means if the market comes to this level, there has a huge possibility that we drop back down from it. So here we had a clean movement, so that this looks nice. Let's see if we can. Sadly enough, no 15-minute yet. I was on a 5 minutes based, but I put actually my fib to. I'm a less fan on trading on the 5 minutes because I know it has less accuracy. So I prefer to be patient for that 15 minutes. Almost an hour in stream right now, so still being patient until I see that move happening. We will have an impulsive move soon enough. We had a red folder at 8, so you can see that was that move. So again, for ES2, if we need a change in character, actually, and you need to get above this high. Have a candle close above this high, and then you have a change in character to the upsides. And then you will probably have like a 15 minutes somewhere in here that you could trade off. But at the moment, the market still looks like it wants to more downside than upsides. So not so eager to jump it along right now. If we do hit this level on a 5-minute based, we have a valley gap. I do want to long this then. So once we hit that level, so we want to hit 25,255, and then I want to see a valley gap created in the down part somewhere that we could tap. Then I want to long off of it to this gap actually. And the other thing I see is actually once we get all the way down to that 25,000 level, I would long off of it back to the highs too. That's the only thing I see right now that we could trade off, but we will have to be patient until one or the other happens. If nothing happens and we continue to fall down, I don't have an entry model, so I don't see anything that I can jump into. So patience will be again the game today. Without that, So again, no 15 minutes, so no entry for me again. As long as we don't have any 15-minute gaps, I'm not taking anything, so I just have to be patient for that to happen. But this market still looks like it wants a little bit more downside, so we'll be patient. In about 45 minutes, we got actually a nice news. We could have a little bit more downside until that news comes, and then we could have like a huge impulsive reaction off of it. We will see what happens. Good morning. Dr. Wu, how are you? You managed to be here today. Yeah, this still looks like it wants more downside at this point, so. We will see in a few minutes how we react off of this small void that we created. I believe the market will come to 25,100 first, and then 25,000, that round number actually. And I believe this will be the end part to continue to long. Now we actually had a full retest of this sideways movement that we have been in for a long time. So this was from 18 December that we actually have been sideways, and it needs that liquidity to actually push the market in the direction that it wants to. So we have a small void right here. Those are those lines that are here. But there isn't much left down here that I would say that could come from. Like I said, patience will be what we need today. That's all. Right now it's 10 o'clock, so it's a new hourly that opens. At this point, I would not recommend anybody to long. I would only recommend to short right now. The market is definitely showing strength still to the downside. If you have an entry model, side of mine, you can take yours. I would definitely short still into that 25,100. That would be my main target idea. I want to see if we do hit like this changing character on this level. We have like a 15-minute gap somewhere in between. Then I would long off of it, at least to this high. But for now, I'm not doing anything. I don't enter on a 5-minute base. I just be patient for that 15 to come. Yesterday we got I actually took it off. So yesterday I wanted to short from this level right here. We did move a little bit down, and then actually we came to our stop. ES was the same idea, and ES actually cleaned it off nicely. So what was yesterday's move? I think it will. Let's see, 15-minute base, John. I wanted to see it come right here. That was what I saw. That would have been the entry that we took. Stops high, and then a short down. So It does work, you just have to be patient for those entries. Yes, looks the same. It looks like it still wants a little bit more downside right now. So, and still here, I would not have any entry either. The reason why I want to short from this level is if we make a new break of structure right here, and we see the market move down, if it wants to come back up, it should come back to fair value of price or even higher. So if we say that we do start to move back up, we would come at least to these highs. So we can long from here then to that level, or we can be patient until that level is hit and then short back down. So I'm gonna be patient right now. If we see us hit like that 25,000 level somewhere, it is another 190 points still down, but I'm not taking this because I don't have an entry. It can happen though too. I never seen you. Sonia, you're new. Good morning. I can't get myself another drink. I'll be right back. I have to be patient until I see my entry model. So until now, no trades.
Hebben we al niks niet gedaan, ik ga verder met zeggen.
So let the market move down again. If you were in that short, I said 100, around 100. If you want to trail, stop your trade. So say that you were in orb morning session, you could trail your stop up already until that level. So we just came into a 4-hour FEG right now. Well, for me, I believe we will hit the lower part of that for value gap. So we still have another almost 110 points to move down. And if you do not have an entry model, do not jump into anything, guys. Be patient. I'm doing the same. How have you been lately, Dr. Wu? Everything fine with you? If this market now starts to move a little bit up, we will come to this void. But for now, the market is still moving down, so don't do anything on a minute-based push. So I'm still being patient. If we have all the way up here, we have that changing character. I want to see an entry model for myself, and then we will long off of it. We have three options, or we will fall all the way down here. Now we'll have a 15-minute shift up. Too long. We can come all the way up here to short down, or we have a change in character right here, already right here to the upside, and then a 15-minute based for value gap to long. But those are the only options we have. Until that happens, I'm not touching the market. So this can take at least another half hour, even longer. Be okay with it. Trading is not doing what the brain thinks you should do. Trading is just being patient until that move comes that we can take and then just implement our trading strategy. This will prevent you from wanting to trade. This will also prevent you from seeing stuff that's not there. And if you're a new trader, please get off the screens after 2 hours. It's not healthy. And if you're one trader that doesn't like to leave their stops and leave their TPs and take profit maybe a little bit too soon than you should, and move your stop sometimes a little bit, I would recommend once you enter a trade to close your books and let that trade play out. You don't have to watch it. Once your stop is there and your TP is set, you can actually just close that book, This is how I like it the most of all, not watching. Because I still feel the same. I love to hear it, that you're feeling great. I will try to be a little bit more present in Discord. I'll do my best. But if you want to know, like this is my schedule I have for a whole day. So I'm starting at 4 a.m. in the morning and I end at 9 a.m. in the evening. So that's my schedule. And I got a break for food, about an hour. And I got some family time between 3:30, no, between 5 and 7. So I take about 3 hours break in a whole day. That's my schedule. So I try to put it in. Normally it's even on 7:30. I should leave a comment in Discord. So it's even in my schedule, but I still try to follow it to the T, but it's not always as easy. Again, if you're a trader and you're new to trading and you feel like you need to do something, I would recommend do nothing until that feeling is gone, and then start looking for that entry model that you have. And also write down your beliefs that you have about yourself of trading. So I'm sure that you have some kind of beliefs. What is your belief of yourself about trading? Go ask yourself this question. What do you believe about yourself in trading? Is it a positive answer? Or is it not positive? I'm not good in English writing, so if it's not correct written, you just heard me speak it out. Try to find this out for yourself. If this is the answer, if it's a not positive answer, so say that you feel yourself not being profitable or not being able to get profitable, you will have to change that mindset, because this will prevent yourself from actually accomplishing what you want. So anybody that's in the bootcamp from started off, I let you guys all say a few sentences. I'm gonna need to use ChatGPT to write this in English. If it's not correctly, I'm fine with it. So the few sentences word in the morning that you have to say to yourself. First of all, we cannot trade right now. So I'm just gonna keep doing this to change your mindset about how you can trade. So the first sentence is that you should ask yourself, how do I become a profitable trader? I believe that I can be a... Go say these in the morning to yourself. The first one is a how question. The reason for that how question is that how question your brain will look for an answer. So your brain is made to find answers on anything that you want to do. So this looks like that impulsive move We will go to at least 25,000, 105, something like that. I want to see it still drop. We're not done yet. So the reason why we do these sentences is if you say, how do I become a profitable trader? Your brain will look for an answer. And or why am I a profitable trader? That's also good. And then I believe that I can be a profitable trader. This is to let yourself get to actually implement yourself and to make sure that your brain learns that you can achieve that goal. Because if this is a not positive answer on trading, you need to change it to a positive answer. And the only thing that you can change is how you believe, what you believe about yourself. So if you can not do it straight away by trading it or by logging it, you will have to do it in mindset first. And then once you've done it in mindset, you will be able to do it in trading too. Very easy to do. Yeah, if you have that might, yeah, Dr. Hu, you will definitely need to send me a DM. I'll send you those sentences. You really need to do those. Say them in the morning. So I'll give you even example what you have to do, or just rewatch it from here. So it's streamed now 1 hour and 16 minutes. So rewatch it from here. I would recommend that you wake up in the morning. If you wake up, sit straight in your bed or where you sleep, it doesn't matter, in your room. And think of something that makes you feel good. So anything that makes you feel good. That means where you feel happiness, where you feel joyfulness, where you feel amazing, where you feel powerful, where you feel anything where you actually feel like you can take on the world. This will give you some kind of sensational feeling. So this will give you actually a nice, warm feeling. This is how it feels for me. For everybody, it feels different, but for me, it feels like I get personally some kind of like once you sit in a strange position, your feet falls asleep. Well, this feeling I get over my body, but in a warm sensation, not like in it. Oh, it's not easy. No, it's like a warm sensation that I get. And once I get that kind of sensation feeling, then I go say those sentences in the morning to myself in a mirror with that feeling behind it that makes me feel good. The reason why we have to have that good feeling is because your brain will implement from, okay, he feels good, so I want to give him more of this because he really has a great emotion behind it. It's the same if you have a not good mindset. The more energy you put after that not positive feeling, your brain just says, okay, he has a great feeling about it, or he has not a great feeling about it, but he puts a lot of emotions behind it. So let's give him more of that. And then you will jump out of a trade too early, that's not needed, or not stay long enough in it. And this will prevent you from it. It will take a few days before this gets in your brain. But I would recommend to say those sentences at least 5 times in the morning and say them 5 times before you go to sleep if you want to become a profitable trader. This will help you a lot faster than you can imagine. And for anybody new to it and believes that this is not true, it's not me telling this in how your brain works. Go look it up. This is scientifically been proven. And this is why I can even tell anybody right here that this is true, because in 2020, there came something out on the news, and anybody and actually everybody and the whole world actually followed rules that were not actually legal to set people in their homes and everything. So, you know what I'm talking about? Everybody followed that rule. The reason why people followed those rules is because they heard the same sentence over and over again constantly until they believed that it was true. So I'm going to repeat that again. So they implemented this strategy in a not positive way to let you believe what was on the news that it was true. And this way, everybody followed that rule. There's no other option. They just hypnotized yourself. And this is the way that you can hypnotize yourself in a positive way. It's very easy to do. If trading was all about just a skill, everybody would be a profitable trader. It's not about a skill. It's actually about how you believe, what you believe about trading. Remember, market doesn't work on things which are in public, like domain, like RSI, MAC, candle, shape, color, PNL, news. Yeah, true. And I do not agree with that viewpoint. I think you need good system, although which helps you trade every day. Okay. Let me give me an example, Sonia. Joshi, if that name is correctly pronounced. If it isn't, excuse me for that one. How do you believe yourself as a trader? That you can make it or not? No. Is it true that you actually believe yourself as a trader, that you can trade? That was my question. It's an Indian name. Yes, so that's what I was talking about. It's a belief system. So you believe that you can be profitable. If you believe you're not going to be profitable, it's not going to work. You can have any system, what you want, your brain will talk you out of it. You will even ignore every system that you believe that's true. So you believe that you can be profitable. If you believe that you can be profitable, that means that you follow that system. I have a system. Try to be nice to each other. We keep it friendly here. We're all here to learn from each other so that I can help. I can prove that I can trade, so I can show you my records immediately. I've been doing this for 5 years plus, and I live from it. So I said we would drop to 20, 25,000, 100. Yeah. I'm only here to Wednesday, so I'm here from Mondays to Wednesday. I used to do it 5 days a week, live, 2 hours and 2 hours straight, but that takes a little bit too much time for myself out of my day. But that's what I meant. So if you believe that you can be profitable, that means that you have confidence that you can do it. So this is what I want to implement with somebody that has a different belief. If you don't believe something is possible, you cannot get there because your belief system is ignoring it. I'm going to give an example for myself. So I didn't believe that I wanted to do something. I wanted to be consistent in something that my belief said that was not possible. And I constantly sabotaged myself in making sure that my belief came true above what I actually wanted to achieve. And until I actually changed my belief itself, then I was able to do it. Yeah, you need. This is not me telling this, guys. It's go look up in the most rich people in the world how their belief system is working. They believe that they can achieve everything. Look, everybody. I'm gonna give an example just from somebody that everybody knows. Elon Musk was the one that started with making electrical cars for everybody. Everybody told him it was impossible because the battery price was too high for what actually was able to make it. And if he followed everybody's belief, that would make his achievement impossible because everybody believed it was impossible. His belief was that it was possible to create a cheaper battery so that he can make that for everybody. So his belief was so strong that he actually made it. So it's what you believe that you can achieve. If you don't believe it, you cannot achieve it. And that's what changed in the mind. And once that changes in your mind too, so if you have a belief system that is already into it and you know that you can make it as a trader, I'm sure that you will. I'm 100% sure, and I'm very grateful that you have that belief. But I like this. I like these conversations. Ask any good trader that actually has been a profitable trader. Ask him his belief about himself in trading. He will tell you that he believes that he can be a profitable trader. If that is incorrect and your belief is not yet at a high level, then you have to change first that belief, and afterwards you make it easier for yourself because otherwise your brain will talk you into doing certain stuff that you don't want to be doing. And I've seen my share in traders and how much. If you watch the replay from yesterday, you'll see two trades that I just shown. I shown one on yes that we could have entered, and look, we actually hit that full TP right now. What I see that the market could come to through yes. So here we will have or a huge flush through to the next level, to the next liquidity right here, or it will stop. I will make a change in character to back to the upside. Because this was the point that I would definitely take full TP right now if we were trading yes. Nasdaq, on the other hand, has a little bit more chance to drop a little bit further. I would love to see it get actually hit this lower part and then make that change in character or even come to this void. Well, I'm not going to jump into a falling knife. I'm going to be patient, or we have some form of a retest where I can join to enter it, or I want to see a change in character back to the upside. And that's my skill. I have that skill to be patient. I know that that trade will come. And then I'll have to take it once I have it. Yeah, and if you really hold the world's best trading algorithm, um, you should be very rich right now. I make an average between 7 and 20 euro a month. That's my average. I don't make $100. Okay, this will keep falling. It looks like it still wants to go lower to this level. So once it hit, again, if you are in that orb short, I would definitely take a look once we hit 102, 106 somewhere to, yeah, around this level. I would take a look to take a partial at least. We got almost to a 25,100, so that's also a round number. But if the market keeps going, we will get to that 25,000 level. That's the market's level I believe the market wants to hit to. I just didn't want to jump into this. That's all. And if it's no trading, it's no trading for me. I'm okay with it. I prefer to be patient until we hit that level and then see to long back off of it. I know it's another 100 points, but the movement back up should be at least 300 points back up. So, and this can be the afternoon session too. And we got news in about 15 minutes, by the way. So make sure that you know that it's a red folder in 15 minutes. So you say 25,086 and then 25,000 and I take a look. I agree with what I say, what you're saying. It's possible. Like I said, 25,100 was my first idea where the market should come to, and then afterwards, like 25,000. You can go just off of those round numbers. The market loves to go to those round numbers. And if you use a volume indicator, you will be able to trade it too. I just go off market structure, so I'm seeing way too many charts before to not know. But I agree, the market will definitely go to those levels. I'm not sure, 25,068. Now 25,100 will be definitely the one that makes possible to stabilize and then change back up. But could go 20 points above or below, definitely. And then if it drops from that level, it will go to 25,000. So, and that firm, I agree. I cannot say you're not correct. You are fully correct. Yep. Remove Doctor Who. Remove the word hope. Believe. Said believe instead of hope. It's a different word. I believe I can make 7R a month. If you hope, you're not sure. If you believe, you're sure. It's a different word, but it's a very small different word, but it's very much different in the mind. So you have to say, I believe. So this would be TP1 for me, definitely. Like I said before, I was already on the screen. If it were an orb short, full TP would be at 25,000. I will not. And if we fall a little bit further, we still have a void right here on 24,060 that we could have a shift to. What did we hit? 25,000? 101. If you sit here long enough with me, you'll know round numbers are very accurate on trading. Look, the market makers are making themselves always easy. They are going for liquidity. That's number one. And second, they're not going to go for like 25,060 or 25,080 or something. They're actually going to go straight for that round number. They're making themselves very easy to communicate with each other. We have nothing to say about these markets. We cannot even push the market a tick or a point. They're fully manipulated and they fully do what they want to do. We just can start to read it and implement a strategy that actually works on a consistent basis. And you, as a trader, have two options. One, you can follow a strategy fully and make sure that you become a profitable trader, or you can trade off of ideas that you recognize out of repetition. So once we sweep a high, that we can change character, or once we do this, the market can do that. You can trade off those two, but still, it's not going to be easy. You can trade straight out of candles too. It's possible. I've done it. It works. But you have to do it consistent base, over and over again. All these candles are a story. So this was an infinite candle right here. It swept a low, and then it had an infinite. So it stopped on a support level. It broke. It had an infinite candle, created a value gap. That was an entry, stop, move up, TP. Opposite side, the same movement again. So this was a top tweezer. Here we had a hanging hammer, a doji sign. We had a swing high movement. But I just follow one strategy right now. I just have a break of structure, waiting for the retest of that break of structure, and then I have a continuation in the direction that I want to see it happen. That's all what I use right now. It's very simple and it's easy to repeat. The more easy it is to repeat, the easier you get there. That's what I want to see. Because I'm actually here with a few new ones also in the group, and I'm taking the challenge on with everybody. So I'm only entering on a 15-minute basis and actually only one strategy. Am I allowed to trade? That's why, Dr. Hu. So I want to show everybody that you don't need more than one strategy. I want to make sure that everybody can stick to one strategy over and over again, and this is how you get profitable. Because if you go from orb and then to for value gap entry and then to a dorp and then to changing character again to have a retest of it and then enter it again, you will have so many complicated stories in your brain that it's not easy to trade off. This is why if you change strategy constantly, that you're not going to become a profitable trader. It doesn't happen. Percent time insights, then may give down move. Mark this on your chart and see how it behaves. 100, 25, 160 to 25, 2. Yeah, but that's already been done. Yeah, that is a bearish area. We already been dropping from that level. 2560 and 25 to... Just have to look like liquidity pools. So what is the market? Market is liquidity. So this is liquidity right here. This was New York session based. That was a session based and a daily low. What do? We just flush through it. So if the market continues to flush through it after a few points, we need to go look where other liquidities are. And every low is a liquidity pool. So this is liquidity pool right here. We have actually double one. This low is liquidity pool, and these gaps will be it. Once we break this low from December 17th, we take this in a daily. So if we break this low from December 17th, we are going for this opening gap. There's nothing in between anymore. We never filled this one up. So once we take out, I'm gonna say this immediately, look, this is gonna be accurate or not. So once we take out that low and we have a candle close nicely below it, we will fully flush straight to this level. And if you go rewatch one of my lives, you will hear me say that we did not want to go above this daily gap. We hit it a few times, and I said this is rejection, and that we have still a bearish structure. And I've been saying it from once we took out this low, that we were in a bearish structure. Because we came up, we retested, so this was a BOS or changing character on a higher time frame. You just take your fib, make it easy. We came back to what? It's the 7-8 level, and we started chopping around. It needed liquidity to push the market in a direction, and it took it multiple times. We never came above highs. We just swept liquidity, and now we're starting to see accuracy that the market is moving lower. Now, before it hits this level, we want to see what happens when it takes out internal liquidity. What's internal liquidity? This low and that low is internal liquidity. Because the market moves from external to internal, back to external. Watching markets way too long. Oh, by the way, that was news. So we have news in a minute. Somebody is speaking. So let's see if this brings anything up. So if we start shaping back up right here, it's a big possibility. What did I say? 110 somewhere to take profits. Look, we hit 101. If you shorted this, congratulations, guys. Nice trade. Look, I've been here an hour and 47 minutes and I didn't take a trade yet. I wanted to be patient for that retest and then take that short, but it looks like I will be patient until this afternoon before I can take anything. But I like the conversation with you. You should take the orb down, Farjan. Argent. Farjan. Love it. If you trade Bitcoin, go from weekly to daily. So Bitcoin is still in a retest right now. So same here. So I'll do a top-down analysis on if you want to see it. Same for Bitcoins. What do we do? BOS, upside. Full retest off of it. Now we came into weekly FEG. We probably will go a little bit lower. I don't want to see it come actually under this liquidity. I don't want to see it go below this. If we go below that level, we actually will make a change in character to the downside, and that means that we could come all the way back to $60,000 Bitcoin. And that would mean $63,000. This would I imagine that we can do, but as long right now, I'm still believe that we are going up, that we can go all the way back to all-time high. Explain it very easy. Look, this is the move that we made. This is the downside. We came back to that same level. Break of structure, retest off of it. So this was the move up. I've been telling a lot of people, if Bulmans is here, he will tell me, you guys the same. I said on 86,000 to start buying Bitcoins. Look, you guys were in profit. So, and then I said, put your stop at 87,000. If it comes back and taps you out, you'll still be in profit. Doesn't matter what. It's a small profit. If you do reach all the way the level that I want to see it hit, this was worth it. That could have been 44% that you could make. And that was definitely worth that trade. The downside of that trade only gives you back, how much did you get back to the market? 13%. So that was 1 out of 4 that you could actually make. So if you should see that as a trade, that would be your stop. That would be your TP. So that's definitely a huge trade. That was 3.2, 3.1. I would take any trades like that. But that's spot, and this can take a while. So these are weeks. So in daily form, where we're still at that level. So we're now at the lower part. So here I do want to see that shift back up. We only have a small daily fair value gap right here, but I prefer that the market starts moving further up. If it does, we're coming for the first TP would be this high. Actually, those two highs, my drawings was a little bit off. Would be 108. Next two would be those two liquidities right here that's still open. And then all-time high. As long as we don't take out 74,000, for me, we're still moving up. Yes, it's not yet done, so it looks like we will have a little bit more downside. That looks great. So that means that New York will do the same, or NQ will do the same. Yeah, I'm still in it, in that trade. I'll keep it open until we hit that low again. So I want to go out Bitcoin before. This is spot for me, guys. I'm not even long in this future, really. So once we get above 81,000, I believe, this is where I sell my Bitcoins again, on spot. And I will have a net profit of 4%. Well, I'm now in profit for about, I think I bought it on 86,000. So I was about 13% in profit, and I'm now on around the 5%. I will keep that open because we could still be going sideways for another month. The only thing that I don't prefer, that I don't really like right now, is that we actually hit this fair value gap right here, and it looks like we get rejected. That's the only thing I don't like about it on a monthly basis, but we still got 11 days. So in 11 days, we could sweep that low and move all the way back up. On a weekly basis, on the next 5 days, I do prefer that Bitcoin moves back up and gets at least back to the high of the opening candle of the previous week. That would be great to see. Otherwise, if it takes me out, it takes me out. It's just trading. It's a probability game. Everything is in trading. You have to be okay by not being by not having a not profitable trade. If you cannot handle the not profitable trades, you will never be able to handle the profitable trades too. Okay, looks like we will not have a trade day today. Nonetheless, the market did move the direction that I wanted to see a hit, but I did not find any entry points. I will share in my Discord if I take any trades or if we find any entry points. And I wish all the rest that was joining today. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate always. Tomorrow, same time, same place, of course, and then that will be the last trading day for the week. The rest I will share in Discord. If I see any trades, I will definitely share it. Now I'm gonna take a little bit of screen time off. I will have a walk with my dog. I'll see you all back tomorrow morning. Enjoy the rest of your trading.